Welcome back. You may recall that 3 days ago, Hillary Clinton brought up the name of former Miss Universe Alicia Machado during the debate with Donald Trump. Well, today we are learning more about Machado and her past. Miranda Khan with our preview.
Thanks, JD. Alicia Machado is Clinton's new weapon in this battle for the female and Hispanic vote. She's accused Donald Trump of calling her names like Miss Piggy while she was trying to slim down in the 1990s. But Trump says he tried to help the former Miss Universe keep her job after she gained weight.
She had a lot of difficulties, and, you know, they wanted to fire her. The company itself wanted to fire her. I saved her job.
The Clinton team set a trap. He fell right into it.
Yeah, I can't decide if this is a Mad Men episode or a Howard Stern episode.
Well, we're going to help you figure that out tonight on Prime. We're learning more details about Machado's past in Venezuela and the new accusations levied against her by Trump supporters. That's all coming up tonight at 8 o'clock, JD.
And it's more than new accusations from Trump supporters. In this case, I believe even the Washington Post had a story that, what was it, about 2 decades ago, when she had a boyfriend accused of murder, allegedly she threatened the judge?
That was one of the accusations. The judge is standing by this. Of course, this happened in Venezuela. Her boyfriend at the time, this was in 1998, was accused of attempted murder. Supposedly, the family says that she was driving the getaway car. She is basically, that was 20 years ago.
That's what she's saying. It's 20 years ago, and besides, she was never charged. So to some of us, it looks like her threat may have worked. I tell you what, we're looking forward to hearing more about this on Newsmax Prime tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you, Miranda. So let us bring back in our panel. And again, joining us from Newsmax Washington, my old pal from the class of '94, Michael Patrick Flanagan, president of Flanagan Consulting, and via Skype from Miami, community activist and senior healthcare executive for United Home Care, Raul Mas. And so, guys, let me just get your take. Raul, let me start with you. The former Miss Venezuela, former Miss Universe, the battle of the bulge. Hey, men and women both, I know I deal with weight problems, but this more weighty charge that she has a past that is somewhat sordid. By the end of the week, is this going to hurt Hillary Clinton's campaign?
Listen, I think sordid would be the understatement of the year. And I'm sure Miranda will not have to dig very deeply to find certain things, including certain videos of Miss Machado that, quite frankly, you're not going to be able to show on Newsmax television, but that's another story. Listen, I think the problem with this entire debate is that, you know, Trump allowed himself to sort of get into the gutter. I mean, he fell for the bait from Hillary Clinton, right? So he ended up talking about his taxes. He ended up talking about a lawsuit that took place decades ago. He ended up talking about Miss Universe. And that, quite frankly, is a distraction, not just for Latino voters, but I think people in general.
But you've said something, now, Raul, you've said something that piques my interest. You said there are going to be videos by the end of the week that cannot come on a family program like the one we're running here?
I think you can find it fairly easily. I think Miss Machado was on a reality program, if I'm not mistaken. You know, one of these sort of, you know, house, you know, where you live with certain people and stuff.
Well, and those who check
there's some interesting videos out there.
All right, we'll take your word for it. Maybe that's something that Miranda will pursue for us tonight on Newsmax Prime at 8 p.m. within reasonable limits. Guys, we got a call on the whole Miss Universe thing from Redondo Beach, California. It's Jim. Hi, Jim.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
I watched I was skipping around the channels yesterday, or day before yesterday, and I caught Anderson Cooper giving a interview to this Cuban model.
The Venezuelan lady, Miss Universe, yep. What happened there?
Well, she was talking, he was asked her about the getaway car driving and all that, and she said, well, that happened a long time ago. And Anderson Cooper was sharp enough to say, well, the Donald Trump incident happened a long time ago. And she said in that interview that it didn't matter.
Oh, well, it does matter to us. And Jim, we thank you for the call. Let me go to Michael Patrick Flanagan, well-versed as he is in the Chicago way and mindful that Hillary grew up in the Chicago suburbs. What do you think's going on? Did the Clintons dangle a good bit of cash in front of the former Miss Universe to get her to suddenly take issue with Donald Trump, Mike?
I'm sure something like that happened. And the point is more importantly, look behind the curtain, look at the totality of it. You have Anderson Cooper with exposure to this person, talking to this person. You have her a mainstream media darling for the last couple of days. This was not accidental. She just didn't appear out of the cement. This was part of the debate strategy to build the narrative afterward that Trump is a train wreck. He won the debate, I think, on points. I think he also was beaten in style. And I think, as you have observed, J.D., he could have prepared a lot better. But I think the campaign wanted him to look presidential, and they got that box checked. There was no major gaffe. Everything Hillary did was designed to build to where we are now and where she wants to go, and that is blunt his progress and get her own campaign restarted after her falling episode. And that's where they're trying to get to. And unfortunately, they've hooked their star to a telenovela star that's going to train wreck them, I think, before this is over if they stay attached to her. And I think they drop her like a hot rock in the next couple of days.
Yeah, after they get what they want in the bump in the polls. And heck, there didn't have to be hand signals because apparently Hillary got a hold of some, or her campaign got a hold of some media outlets going, hey, we got something for you. She's going to mention it tonight in the debate. And they moved on. We would be remiss if we didn't mention the phone number again, 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. And from Las Vegas, Mary is on the phone. Hi, Mary.
Hi, JD.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, I'm so happy you called us back, Mary, and I'm interested in what's on your mind in terms of the campaign and the give and take.
Well, first I want to thank you and Steve. I love your shows, and thanks to Newsmax. I really appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate you watching, Mary. Thanks very much. You bet.
I just had a couple follow-up comments on Rick from Buckeye, what he observed.
This was Hillary with what looked like, we call it an IFB box in television, something for an earpiece.
Also, when she stepped away from the podium, she wasn't like 2 steps away, and a man rushed in from the side and took a folder or stack of papers off of her podium, like he was really in a hurry to take that.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not sure what the rules are. It's something that Mary, you've reminded us, we need to go back and check what the ground rules are for the presidential debates. Mike, do you know, are both candidates allowed some form of notes or the ability to make notes during the course of the discourse?
I'm unsure, but if they weren't allowed to have notes or make notes, that'd be a surprise. That's a fairly standard thing in debates, to be able to try and remember what's being said by the other person. You tend to make scribbling notes to yourself. Romney was famous for doing that. He was almost writing essays during the debates. I'd be surprised if that wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I think the return message that Mitt always put was check the metrics, check the numbers, check the metrics, and make your style suit whatever the polling says. That's what I think of Mitt, who still has been shameless in this campaign. Mitt, you're a disgrace. Now, let me go to a guy who's a great guy, Raul Mas, and this whole notion, and part of the call that Mary had, though she said it very sweetly, bottom line is people just don't trust Hillary. That's why, gee, did a guy come up and take something off the podium? There's this whole notion that she cannot be trusted. Are you seeing that with the folks you're dealing with there in Miami?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, you know, it goes back to this whole issue of authenticity. I mean, when you compare the two candidates, which one's the more authentic? I mean, if you close your eyes during that debate and you listen to Hillary's voice, it sounds like that endless drone of State Department spokespeople and Josh Earnest at the podium at the White House. I mean, it's just nauseating at this point. And look, the only way Hillary is going to win this campaign is if she continues. I mean, her whole strategy is to attack Trump, right? To diminish him, to make him look, you know, weak, to make him look, you know, misogynistic. I mean, all sorts of things. And that's her strategy, because she cannot stand on her own record or the record of the Obama administration. So everything she's going to do and everything she has done to date is simply to make this a contest about Donald Trump's personality, about his finances, about his history, all that stuff. It has nothing to do with the future, and I think that's what people really want to talk about.
Final word to Michael Patrick Flanagan. 30 seconds, Mike, to bring this all together.
Mr. Moss is exactly correct. And as Newt observed as well, he's going to win the next debate if he talks about the issues. If he comes in and talks about her the way she's talking about him, the mud doesn't help him. Come in and talk about the issues. He's right on the issues. He'll win on the issues. 60% wrong track. If he talks about a new track, he wins.
So in other words, don't take the bait, get into the gutter. That's what Hillary is going to do. That's what this whole Miss Universe thing was. But there is more to the Miss Universe story, and Miranda Khan is going to have it for us tonight on Newsmax Prime at 8 p.m. Eastern. Michael Patrick Flanagan from Newsmax Washington. Raul Moss via Skype from Miami. Gentlemen, you have our thanks. Up next, Today in History and the historic Nick Tate.